I'm your host, Most Welcome 23, joining me for Desire Decorum Book 2, Chapter 4, Back to the Beginning. Just after sunrise in Shire, you, Mr. Harper, and Briar slide off your horses at the front of Briar's childhood home. A familiar face tends to the flower beds in front of the house. Miss Dally. The woman drops her flower basket at the sound of your voice. She runs over to you, a huge smile spreading across her face. Well, I'll be Bella. And what a sweet little pup, too. Her eyes go wide, even wider, as she glances behind you. You turn to see Briar dismounting. And my Briar! Sally brushes past you and throws her arms around her daughter. Mama, I could hardly breathe. Instead of releasing Briar, Miss Sally reaches out and pulls you into the embrace. Miss Dally, it's good to see you as well. I wasn't expecting to see either of you here in Shire. You can gain manners, really. I can tell. Miss Dally lets go of you and Briar. She takes a step back to take you both in. Bella, you haven't changed a bit, almost as if you never left Shire. And Briar, next time you decide to run off, you'll do well to give your poor mother a bit of warning. I thought the note would suffice. You told me you talked to your mother. You were about to go off on an adventure. I couldn't allow you to fend for yourself at such a large estate. Mama, Bella needs me. Miss Dally crosses her arms, still glaring at Briar. After a moment, her face softens. I still worry about you, Briar. I know you've written, but you've never been so far away. I didn't have a chance to say goodbye. Ah, Mama, I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. Sally touches Briar's cheek comfortingly. Her gaze wanders over to Mr. Harper, who stands silently near the horses. Why haven't you introduced me to this handsome man you've brought home? Mr. Harper, may I present Miss Pavarti Dalla? Pleasure to meet you, sir. You look a fine match for my daughter. What? Oh, Mama, that's not... This fine match is someone I'm interested in. Wow, declaration there. Two suitors have already caught Briar's eye. Really? I guess I could see it. Maybe there's something there after all. Mr. Harper and Briar slowly turn towards each other and grimace. Mr. Harper, Sir, you're quite kind, but I'm not... No, I'm not. That is to say, I hope I haven't suggested. Miss Dally is more like a sister, and I couldn't agree more, and I have my eye set on someone else. Oh, fine, but we're not finished speaking on this matter, Briar. Now come in, everyone. No sense in standing outside for so long. What? They'd be a cute couple. Why is it such a thing? Everyone's fighting. You, Briar, Miss Harper, follow Miss Dally into the main room of the small cottage. You sit on the couch and look around. Not that I'm disappointed to see you, but I must ask, why are you in Shire? It's a long story. After a few incidences, I needed to get away from my new life for a bit. I would have returned to my old cottage, but I thought of your friendly face, and I don't mean to impose, but... Nonsense! Your family, Bella. I won't hear of you staying in an empty house. You can stay here and share Briar's old room. Go up and get some rest. I'm sure you've had a long journey. It'll give me some time to question Mr. Harper. But, I've seen that look upon your face regarding Bella. It's time we chat. Uh-oh. Best of luck, Mr. Harper. You and Briar laugh as you run upstairs to Briar's bedroom. It's quaint. We're gonna sleep on the same bed together? Ooh, can we have a sleepover? You sit on the bed as Briar runs her hands along the dried flowers hanging on the wall. This place reminds me of when we were little girls. Nothing has changed, and yet everything has. I think the only people who are aware of our whereabouts are standing in this house. I'm certain of 3 people who are probably wondering where you are. Miss Parsons, Prince Hamid, and a certain Mr. Sinclair. They must be worried sick. I should inform them all at once. Glance at a few pieces of loose parchment on the desk nearby, deciding who to address first. Oh, not a diamond choice. Unless the diamond choice is to mail it, which... You dip your quill into inkwell and begin to write your letter to Mr. Sinclair. Dear Ernest, I know this letter must come as a shock, but I thought it best to write. As you're probably well aware, I am no longer in London, but neither am I in Edgewater. Before returning to Edgewater Estate, my grandmother informed me His Grace, Duke Richards of Carlington, would be my family's guest. It was an impossible choice, return to Edgewater with him or escape to Groveshire. I could not bear the thought of sleeping under the same roof as him, so my decision was made. You will not be surprised to learn I am here with Miss Dally and Mr. Harper. I am most pleased to have friendly faces with me. As painful as it is to be parted, it is the only way for us to be together. I long to see your face again, for I know that every trace of sadness will wash away when you hold me in your arms again. God, I haven't written this much since, I don't know, high school? Unless she is lying, which I would not be shocked at. Countess Henrietta is currently uncovering information we can use on Duke Richards to break my engagement. I pray her efforts may prove fruitful. I do not know how long I will be in Groveshire, but the Dallies have taken me in such time. Know that I am counting the hours until we meet again. I hope this letter finds you well. I only wish you could behold Groveshire's glory with your own eyes. With all my heart, your Bella. Aw, isn't that sweet? Now for the other toot. You spend the morning crafting letters for the other 2. After a while, you sign your name for the final time. And that should do it. These are ready to be sent out. Excellent! My mother can take them into town later. But for now, I believe some sleep is in order. Stifle a large yawn as you curl up into the bed and drift into a long, restful slumber. She just takes over the bed. Her rich, pompous ass is going to her head. Quickly, smack her. Kick her off the floor. Several mornings later. You look at the reflection in the mirror, fixing your hair for the day, when Briar bursts into the bedroom. Bella, you won't believe it. I was returning from town when I ran into Miss Finch. She spoke to Mr. Reed, who heard it from Miss Gil— Oh my god, this old wives' tale crap. Briar, slow down and breathe. What is going on? Mr. Sinclair and Miss Parsons are in Groveshire right now. They're here. Can't believe they came. It's about time. I can only imagine the gossip in town. I can't believe they came. I wasn't expecting to see them for such a long time. Did they really follow me all the way to the country? Indeed they did. They're here in Groveshire. There's no time to waste. I need to get in town now. We begin rushing towards the door, but Briar takes your arm, holding you back. You might want to get dressed, dearie. You can't go out wearing that. You might have a point. My nightgown is the most suitable for town. Remember when women actually, were more conservative and undressing them was... It was a thing. I'm old-fashioned, damn it. Fortunately for you, your best friend stopped by your old cottage this morning and got this. Briar hands you a white dress stitched with delicate embroidering. You run your hands along the soft fabric. If you're going to return to town, why not wear one of your mother's old gowns? I remember when Mama made this so many years ago. You'd be the spitting image of her, not to mention you'd capture someone's attention. Wear country class to leave a lasting impression around town and for a chance to improve your relationship. Okay, that is a bit old-fashioned, I'm just saying, but also a bit white. What else are we gonna wear? It's literally the fucking same. The only difference is pearl necklace, and it has flower embroidery at the top. I'm just saying. Mama's dress holds a special place in my heart, but I don't need to wear it today. Yeah, for how many diamonds again? Suit yourself. I'll return it to the old cottage later. It would have been nice to see, though. Change your mind? No. Leave it. Stop it. Come on, Briar. Let's hurry. There's not a moment to lose. You don't need to ask double twice. Down the road, the alley is for a cottage. You run into town with Briar and Mr. Harper, coming to a full stop at the large fountain. The three of you look around, searching for Mr. Sinclair and Miss Parsons. Briar, I thought you said they were... Whoa! Suddenly, two young children dart across your path, almost causing you and Briar to stumble. Pugsley guards your legs and barks after the children running by. Come on, lady. He's right behind you. You're gonna be it. He can't tag us, John. We're faster. Oh, you call him John. We'll see about that. Ah, Prince of Mead's here too. Prince of Mead? I didn't realize he arrived as well. Prince of Mead chases after the young children. A wide smile breaks across his face when he spots you. My lady, I found you. Can you believe I'm here? No, I can't, but what are you doing? Playing tag, of course! And you are it! Prince Mead lightly brushes your arm and darts off. You smile mischievously at Briar and Mr. Harper. Ah, remember being a child? Me neither. I'm it, am I? Catch me if you can! This is the part where I start running, yes? No, stand there so I can tag you. Briar and Mr. Harper start running through the square. You sprint after them, looking for your next target. Who do I tag? Well, you're pretty simple to get. You're like, oh, who do I get? Why not? Your best friend. You chase after Briar. She climbs up one of the trees nearby. She sits on one of the branches and looks down. You can't reach me from down there. You jump as high as possible and barely brush your hand against Briar's foot. You were saying, I believe you're it. No! I just got up here too. Flash a quick smile and leave the new it in the dust. After a while, you find yourself running away from Briar. Her loud footsteps are gaining on you, closer and closer until... Bella, you're it! God damn it, stop it! Pick someone else! Fiddlesticks. You can't get me! I'm as fast as a horse! You've never been chased by me, then. Uh-oh! You dig your heels into the ground and chase after the boy. You turn a corner just past the baker's shop when slam! Lady Bella? Arr! You crash into Mr. Sinclair, slamming your forehead against his chin. Ooh! Ah! Insert Peter Griffin. Ah! You clutch your head in pain. I beg 1,000 apologies. I didn't see you at all. Why does this always seem to happen? You've quite the habit of running into me. Mr. Sinclair carefully moves your hand and examines the point of impact closely. Are you injured, my lady? A little, but a kiss from you would make it feel even better. Mr. Sinclair smirks at you and gently brushes his lips against your forehead. Your wish is my command, my lady. All better now. And by the way, you're it. As in tag, but it's not proper. I don't have time for childish things. Oh, shut up and run. Oh, come on, Mr. Sinclair. Have a bit of fun. Just then, the boy from earlier peeks out from his hiding spot in the alleyway and walks over to Mr. Sinclair. Please, sir, play with us? The boy pouts at Mr. Sinclair, begging him with sad eyes. Mr. Sinclair lets out a heavy sigh and then flashes a sly smile. You better run then, before I get you. Mr. Sinclair reaches out to tag the boy, but the child nimbly dodges his hand. He's too fast for the likes of you. Perhaps, but you're none. Mr. Sinclair starts chasing you. You sprint across the town square away from him. Stop trying to tag me, goddammit. I should... Pun, son, run. Really? I'm the fastest woman alive. You can't keep up with me. You bob and weave your way around carts, fountains, and people until Mr. Sinclair tags Mr. Harper instead. Sir, I did not realize you were playing. What did you think he was doing? Chasing me for my tail? I mean, as flattering as that would be, it might be double-fold, but I hadn't planned on it either, but Lady Bella is quite persuasive. You run across the square, but the game comes to a sudden halt when the shopkeeper steps out of her store and yells, John O'Malley, what are you doing? You're supposed to help with the festival preparations. Aw, coming, Mother. I should go home, too. Thank you for the fun, Miss Lady. Miss Lady, okay. As the children run off home, you turn to Mr. Sinclair and Prince Amid. I can hardly believe my eyes. You all really are in Grovershire. Unless this is all a dream, and I shall wake up in my quarters in 3, 2... It would seem you are wide awake, Your Highness. I'm certainly glad of it, but pray, where is Miss Did I really miss all the fun? I couldn't possibly pass by this little tea shop just around the corner. You whirl around and spot Miss Parsons sauntering towards you. And that makes all of you. Frankly, I didn't think you would visit here. And miss an opportunity to see where you grew up. Never. I couldn't bear to be parted from you a minute longer either, especially after your letter. Perhaps you could show us around, Lady Bella. I have been meaning to ask you for a proper tour of the town since our arrival. I would be delighted to. You deserve to see the real Grovershire. The group follows you through the square as you point out the various stores along the way. There's Miss Dalley's bakery, the O'Malley's tailoring shop, but this is where you'll find the best produce in all of Grovershire. Ah, quaint times. Remember when you could talk about produce with people? Neither do I. But don't you worry, Pepperidge Farms remembers. As you pause at the small cart, you notice the shopkeeper carefully balancing several crates. He suddenly begins to wobble and spill some of the produce. Ah, not the cabbages! Mr. Harper quickly rushes in and helps the man set them down. Ah, thank you kindly. It would have been hideous had those spilled all across the square. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Mr. David Danforth, keeper of produce in Grovershire. He also bakes the best tarts for the Harvest Festival every year. You haven't lived until you try Mr. Danforth's apple pastries. I always look forward to them. Those sound delicious. Yes, but I'm afraid I will have to break tradition this year. I didn't have time to pick enough apples from the nearby orchard. My heart breaks hearing that. There must be something we can do. With the festivals tomorrow, I don't see how, unless, Mr. Danforth looks at you with pleading eyes, wringing his hands together. Lady Bella, I have no reason to ask this of a noble woman such as you, but would you be willing to help pick apples for Paul, shopkeeper? I can offer you the promise of a tastiest tart in the world. Well, the orchards are quite nice this time of year. Mr. Sinclair leans in and whispers softly in your ear. Should you desire, I would quite enjoy spending time alone with you under the apple trees as well. Mr. Danforth, I think we all would be happy to assist you. I should like to hear what Lady Bella thinks. Since she's our guide, we are at the mercy of her whims today. Please, my lady, it's for the good of the Harvest Festival. Oh, come on! Pixelberry, you're pissing me off right now. We could have done nice for the noble people, for the commonwealth. This is what rich people are supposed to do. Help one another. Or not even just rich people, just everybody in general. It's called the human race, not the human solo. Pick apples with your friends. This is seen to help out Mr. Dan. I already spent diamonds in the heist. This depresses me. I would have done this. Look how sad he looks, okay? Look at him, Mr. Danforth. Look how sad he looks. And this is, I hate you, Pixelberry. Continue your tour. I would love to help, but we've a busy schedule. I'm sure the festival will be enjoyable even without your apple pastries. You're right. There must be something else I could create instead. I, for one, can't wait to see what you come up with. Yes, be creative, peasant. Cook me something now, because that's the way we treat people. Mr. Danforth starts musing to himself as he looks around his cart, holding up each item one by one. Maybe a cabbage pastry, or a potato pie, or cornbread? Ah, you're onto something. Cornbread and potato pie, actually. Do you have sweet potato pie? I would fucking kill for a slice right now. You wave farewell to Mr. Danforth and lead your friends past the fountain, stopping at the nearby tailor shop. Miss O'Malley looks up from the cutting of a large table by the window. She immediately brushes off her dress and curtsies lowly to you. Lady Bella, it is an honor to have you visit my humble shop. Bella, Miss Lady, it's you and your funny close friends. Miss O'Malley's son peeks his head around from an adjacent room. He drops the yards of fabric in his arms. John, remember your manners. Stop treating John like shit. It's all right, Miss O'Malley. I may be tilted now, but I'm the same Bella who grew up in Shire. What the does it? No one used tilted like that in the past. No one said tilted. Just congratulations, you mixed a 2018 reference with like 19 something. No, actually 18. Excuse me, 1820. Your shop is fantastic. It rivals those I've seen in London. Thank you, miss. We do what we can with our resources. Growing up, I must have spent hours in here to help Mama's seamstress work. You wouldn't believe how many fabrics I would have picked up. By far, the best part was the colorful fabrics, spending time with Mama, getting out of the house. I mean, according to RMC thus far up until now, we spent quite an amount of time with Mama up until she died. And I don't think your mother kept your prisoner in the house. So I would say the colorful fabrics, actually. Was something new. Gesture to the colorful yards of fabrics around you. Pinks, greens, blues of all shades decorate the walls of the shop. I mean, look around. It's a brilliant garden here. Indeed it is. I think it could even rival some of the gardens near Edgewater. Careful, sir. Those are my family's gardens you speak of. Lady Bella, I must admit, I never expected to see you come through my shop's doors again. Your mother was one of my best customers. Wherever she would be proud to see you, the lady standing before me. Thank you, madam. It pleases me more than you know to hear that. And that gives me an idea. There's one more place I want to show you all on our tour. A short walk later. Excuse me. You arrive at the old cottage and look up at the looming building, still the same as before. Lady Bella, what is this place? This was my home. Until Edgewater, I knew no other place but here. I miss the simple life. Can't imagine living here again. Have changed so much. Well, I mean, it's quaint. It's out in the country, which I love. I'm gonna go with I've changed so much. When I stepped through this door before, I was Miss Hartford. Now, I'm Lady Bella. It's only been a couple months, but I am not the same woman I was before. Your hand runs along the coarse wooden door frame. Being back here, it's like remembering a dream or a past life. Your hand hesitates on the door handle, but Briar reaches out, squeezing your hand reassuringly. I'm right beside you, Bella. You're strong enough for this. You enter the house and look around your mother's bedroom, smiling to yourself. It's just as I left it. Even the bed is still made. Leave it to my mother to keep the house ready for guests. I almost expect Mama to come through the front door at any moment. Your eyes dart to the door, but it stays shut. Miss Parsons takes your hand in hers. Tell me about your mother, Lady Bella. I love a good story. She was a warm, caring woman. Miss Hartford... Thank you, Miss Dally, for cutting in. Miss Hartford was a spitting image of her, especially when it comes to the feistiness. You wouldn't believe it, but... Briar continues with her story. Your hands trail along the dresser, end table, the quilts, until you notice something wedged between the bed and the end table. Crumpled letter. What did you find, my lady? It's a letter to me from my mother. You sit down on the bed, your eyes beginning to well with tears. Briar scoops up Pugsley and starts to usher everyone out of the room. Let's return to my house, everyone. I think Lady Bella could use some time alone with her mother. Lady Bella, You as well, sir. Ooh, aren't you feisty as... Are you sure you're not like the real daughter here, or a sister, or... Briar pushes Mr. Sinclair out of the room, leaving you all alone with your letter. Go away. My sweet Bella, by the time you're reading this, I will have left you. You're in town with Briar now, but I can feel our time together slipping away. It grows shorter with every passing moment, and I needed to write this while I still have strength. Please accept my apologies for being unable to remain with you longer. I could only surmise at the many questions I left you with. Know that you, my precious Bella, are my greatest treasure. While I wish many things were different in my life, I cannot regret a single thing, not if it led me to having you as a daughter. In case I never get the chance to utter this to you in life, I love you with my entire being. Even when I am no longer beside you, even when my body grows cold, my love for you will surpass all time. You are my blood, my heart, my daughter. Nothing can change that. Mama. I'm taking a moment. No, I haven't died. I honestly don't know what it's like to have that kind of love. You set the letter down and wipe away a single tear from your cheek. You and Father truly were kindred spirits. You both left me such kind words to remember you by. I wonder what you would say were you still here. After a while, you stand to leave. With a look back from the archway, you take in the room one final time. Mama, I hope you and Father are together. Father was so eager to see you once more. Perhaps your greatest wishes were finally granted in the afterlife. But for now, I have to say goodbye. I hope you're both proud of me. As you exit the cottage and start to journey down the path, you glance over at the fence nearby and see Mr. Sinclair waiting. Mr. Sinclair, whatever are you doing here? I let the others return to Miss Dalley's house without me. I wanted to make sure you were all right, my lady. I can imagine all of this must be rather difficult, and I thought you should like some company on the walk back. Sir, this means more than you can imagine. Thank you, Mr. Sinclair. I find this gesture rather considerate. It is nothing. I simply did what I thought right. I appreciate it, nevertheless. Mr. Sinclair offers you his arm, and the two of you begin walking down the dirt road together. Why? Isn't this the same road we met on before? Mr. Sinclair pauses and looks around at his surroundings. So it is. No wonder why it looks rather familiar. You know, you never apologized for trampling me on horseback, told me why you were in Grovershire in the first place. Ooh! Grovershire in the first place. Would you believe that my steward mother actually lives here? Only if you speak the truth. I had some business in the country, and Eddie was on my journey back to Ledford Park, so I offered to deliver a letter for him. You mean to tell me you don't own any secret land in Grovershire? Not to my knowledge. You shall be the first to know if my fortune changes, though. Two of you travel a further distance down the road, when suddenly Mr. Sinclair stops in his tracks. He cranes his ear to listen carefully around him. Do my ears betray me, or is that rushing water? Hold your breath and can faintly make out a sound of a river nearby. That must be the Windcrest stream. I used to escape there practically every day with Briar growing up, and in before Diamond Choice. It's been years since I've given it a second thought. It's one place where all my problems simply seem to vanish downstream. I wonder how much it's changed since I was last there. There is a way we could find out. Mr. Sinclair holds out his hand. I would surely be remiss if I did not cherish any opportunity to spend more time alone with you. Is that not what we are doing at present, sir? But we are inching closer to rejoining the others. I do not tire when I'm around you. I would prefer to bask in your presence as long as I can. Besides, I came to Grovershire to see every part of you, who was Miss Bella Hartford before she was Lady Bella of Edgewater. Escape to Windcrest Stream with Mrs. Sinclair in this exclusive scene for a chance to improve your relationship, and discover a special cabinet of secrets item. While I doubt it wouldn't be enjoyable, the sun is beginning to set. We shouldn't keep the others waiting for long. If that's what you desire, so be it. You slip your arm around Mr. Sinclair's elbow once more, and the two of you continue towards Briar's cottage. Yeah, no one cares. Later that evening, just after sunset. As you and Mr. Sinclair enter the Dalley's main room, you're immediately greeted by the scents of baked goods and beef stew filling the air. It smells delicious in here. I obviously kept busy while we were away. At the table, Miss Parsons is hunched over Prince Hamid as he attempts to use a needle and thread. Not that tight, Prince Hamid, unless you prefer your flowers to look more like scrunched fabric than anything else. It would be a unique pattern. Who could dislike such a beautiful piece, especially when embroidered by me? You overestimate your embroidering skills, Your Highness. Excuse me. On the other side, Miss Dalley instructs Mr. Harper as he stirs the stew on the fire. Precisely like that, sir. Just keep an eye on those vegetables. You don't want them to burn. Yes, ma'am. Pugsley waddles over to the fire and whines loudly at Mr. Harper's feet. Pugsley, you are such a beggar. Forgive me, Pugsley, but this is food for people. Mr. Harper's eyes quickly sweep the room when he sneakily feeds Pugsley a carrot. Miss Dally, what is all of this? Oh, good, you've returned, Bella. We could use the extra hands. There's still so much to do for the Harvest Festival tomorrow evening, and it'll be here before you even know it. Next time on Desire Decorum Book 2, the annual festival has arrived in Shire. Will you step up and become the Harvest Queen, or simply be a Harvest Commoner? Does it matter? Does it really fucking matter? I'm just questioning. Does it really matter? Like, oh yes, be a commoner or be a ruler. Does it really matter? So with that being said, hope y'all did enjoy the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Oh god, I need a vacation. Oh, that was a good stretch. So, speaking of which, hi. So, besides the items down below in the description, such as social networking or media, whatever, as well as links to our Discord, where you can come hang out with me and others and have a even more great community experience, is when you hit that join button. It's a thing that helps support this community as well as my channel, and helps to, well, me pump out more content, get better equipment, etc. So please, feel free to do so. You also get shoutouts every month, extra posts that other members that are, well, just subscribe don't get, as well as you get a unique Discord rank. So please, feel free to do that. It's a great way to support the content that I spend a lot of time doing. And without further ado, remember to hit that like button. Hey, maybe that share button too. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.